Kenyans will have to brace for higher National Social Security Fund-NSSF deductions starting next month. The fund released the latest contribution rates, which will see the maximum monthly NSSF contributions per employee hit 1,740 shillings in February payslips. The raised rates are part of a wider 5-year plan to increase NSSF deductions each year as per the third schedule of the NSSF ACT 2013. The plan is also in line with President William Ruto's goal to grow NSSF contributions to 1 trillion shillings by 2027. Here's Victoria Rubadiri with more.
With the new year comes new higher NSSF rates. Beginning February, NSSF will hive off between 420 and 1,740 shillings from workers' pay slips. A document seen by Citizen TV details the new rates. Under the new scheme, the lower earnings limit, or the amount that is considered the lowest pensionable salary, has been raised to 7,000 shillings, up from the current 6,000 shillings. This category of employees will now contribute 420 shillings, up from the current 360 shillings. Subsequently, the upper earnings limit has now been hiked up to 29,000 shillings from the current 18,000 shillings, meaning the most workers will contribute for NSSF is now 1,740 shillings, up from 1,080 shillings. Each contribution will be matched by the employer, as has been the case. The rates will remain in place until the next review in January 2025. This new deduction plan that began last year will gradually increase rates over a 5-year period. This shift began in 2013 when the NSSF Act came into play, requiring 6% of workers' salaries be deducted each month. It was expected the new contribution rates would take effect in 2014, but that was stalled in a nearly decade-long court battle that challenged the new deductions. The Court of Appeal, however, gave the green light for the new deductions in a judgment delivered in September of 2022. This then paved way for NSSF to start the new deduction scheme last year. Its first order of business was setting the lower earnings limit at 6,000 shillings and the upper earnings limit at 18,000 shillings. This was shared in a public notice in January last year. A table from the NSSF Act 2013 illustrates the progression of NSSF deductions for subsequent years. According to the table, it is expected the lower earnings limit for next year will increase to 8,000 shillings, with the upper earnings limit set to go up to twice the national average earnings in order to improve savings of Kenyans. For the lower earnings limit from the 5th year, the Labour CS would gazette the new rates based on what the minimum monthly wage will be at that time. There have been questions, however, as to how the current minimum wage comes into play. This is because the lower earnings limit of 6,000 shillings that was set last year was based on the minimum wage back in 2013. With the minimum wage having increased since then, it remains to be seen if this will be factored in as the fund and the Ministry of Labour determine the rates moving forward. Victoria Rubadiri, Citizen TV.